All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys aren't going to believe this. This next comic, he happens to be a friend of the band. And now he's a friend of yours. Start clapping up. For Mark Armano!
How's everybody doing? Nice to be here. I prepared for this occasion by getting a haircut because I thought it would help me get laid. But the girl I liked just said I looked like the evil kid from Toy Story, so I don't know. I understand why she said that though. I did have a Woody when I was talking to her, so I think that makes sense. I got no money though these days, and I got no money right now, but I have a silver lining to everything. Publix is giving off 20% off coupons on all items. Very simple if you want one. What you do is you go to Publix, you pick out all the items you want, and then you go to the self-checkout and you don't ring up 20% of the items. So you're looking to save a buck or two. Alright. I did just go on a 10-hour road trip with the girl the other day. 10-hour road trip, it was nice. I thought, hey, this is the first time in my life I could probably get roadhead, that elusive roadhead. I'll probably cash it on it. So I asked her, and she said no. Now, that made the next 9 hours and 55 minutes pretty awkward, you know? I think I might have asked a little too early. She was annoyed. She was like, "You're not even using the GPS yet. This is still local stuff here." You know, got a little hasty. But I did find out the other day that I'm an old soul, old at heart. Anyone else feel they're an old soul? Anyone here? Yeah, right? Now my definition is a little bit different. My definition of an old soul is that I like girls with bushes. That's my definition. So I'm going to ask again, do we have any old souls in the house? Any old souls? There we go. We usually get a few more. Now, that's not very popular nowadays, I don't think so. It was probably most popular in like the 60s and 70s, because you got a lot of guys coming back from Vietnam during that era, and they just got used to, you know, going through thick brush and damp passageways, so that's probably what but you know, trying to get laid, not having a good time getting laid, because I'm not very good at sex. I think that's the problem. Yeah, that's the truth. But I'm trying to get better at it, so I try to recreate what I see on the internet, you know, and incorporate it. My problem is all I watch is hentai, so that's kind of tough to pull off, you know what I mean? I don't have enough tentacles at my apartment to make that go down. But I was always nervous about sex, I swear, man. I found out in middle school we had to see sex ed every day. We had sex ed every day. And I thought that was the teacher's name. You know, I don't want to see him after lunch, a little disconcerting. All right, whatever. But in middle school, I did tell the whole school I got a blowjob from this girl once, and that never happened. And to this day, it was the best head I ever received. And I've been chasing that dragon ever since. There was a weird moment, though, when the principal used the word blowjob on the phone with my mother, though, when I got in trouble. That's a bad day for the whole family, you know what I mean? That's not the kind of story your families brag about to other families at like cocktail parties. They don't go like, "Oh, your son, he just got a full scholarship to an Ivy League school. Well, our son, he just got a fake blowjob this year, so let's see. Let's check in on them in their future and see how they're doing." But I'm not from Miami. Nice to be in Miami. I have noticed though a lot of people in Miami are, you know, very materialistic. They have their favorite brands. I feel very modest. My favorite brand is Head & Shoulders shampoo. That's it. I like their shampoo so much, I just bought their body wash, Dick and Butthole. I gotta say, that one helps out a lot. A lot cleaner down there. A lot cleaner down. What else? Yeah.
I recommend it.
Let's see what else we're talking about. Again, I have no money, so now that I'm in Miami, trying to get rich quick, you know, so I bought a bunch of cryptocurrency, and I'm losing money right now, and it's not because of the recent events. It's just because I didn't, you know, invest wisely. I didn't do enough research. I put all my money in Coin. I think that was a bad investment, you know. I was hoping for some explosive gains, but I've yet to receive them. That's all right. Nice to be in Miami, like I said. A lot of Cubans. Any Cubans in the house? I'm actually trying to learn Spanish, so I learned how to say hello. You know, it's a good thing, so I learned, I think it's like que pingae or something like that. I don't know. I was wondering why the waitress slapped me. I never know why I said that. But a Cuban guy, he did ask me he said, "Hey, did you see the score of the hockey game last night?" I thought that was a weird question, because I thought Cubans were afraid of everything that involved ice. I thought that was a touchy subject. That was a touchy subject on all fronts. But, I said, no, y'all see, I didn't see. I don't know. I don't get a dog. I got a dog, yeah. Any dogs in the house? Dare I say that? I got a dog, man. Nice to have a dog, but I don't walk my dog. I mean, excuse me. I walk my dog, but I don't pick up after my dog. And I wish I had, yeah, never, not once. Not ever. And I wish I had the same confidence. Thank you. Usually the ladies applaud that one more, because I know you guys are. But anyways, I don't pick up after my dog, and I wish I had the same confidence that I do when it's happening that I do now. But what's actually worse is not that I don't pick up after my dog, it's that I fake pick up after my dog. So I'll take the plastic bag and I kind of just get low and just kind of graze past it, you know what I mean? And then I'll put the plastic bag right back in my pocket. So I only wonder what these Ring doorbells look like, you know what I mean? If you were to look at me like, is that kid collecting it? That's an odd kid out there. I don't know. I'm gonna do a quick impression, one or two impressions for you, all right, ready? Here's Crocodile Dundee in the Miami Heat locker room, all right? Crocodile Dundee in the Miami Heat locker room. All right, ready? Crikey, that's a big cock right there. All right, that's Crocodile Dundee. And here's Helen Keller, and Helen Keller is applying for a bank loan, because she's old-fashioned, all right? She's applying for a bank loan. Wait, where do I sign? Hold on, what? I can't hear anything. Can you say that again? Right. That was silly. That was silly. Clap if you thought that was silly. What else can we talk about? Let's see, any families here tonight? Any families here tonight? No? All right.
Where are you from?
I'm from New York. You hear the accent on that one? That was for you, girl. That was so unnecessary. But I'm here because it's like a family rivalry. My uncle's a stand-up comedian, which is why I do this. Now, fortunately for me, he's in a wheelchair, so he didn't really set the bar that high as a stand-up comedian. Kind of failed the first step. I was going to follow in his footsteps, but I guess now I'll just follow in his tracks. I think I got lighted, so I'm going to get on here. Have a great night, everybody, and have a good day.
Mark Armano! Thank you guys for cheering when I say the name, because I have to say the name, but then you guys just cheered for him, so it's kind of weird. Mark Armano! How about that? I just keep ruining continuity.